Welcome to CoreCon Today for August 9th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of CoreCon right now and give you my opinion. If you want to learn more about these stories, read them for yourself, come up with your own opinions. In the show notes down below, I'll put each story we talk about in the order we talk about them, so you can read about them for yourself. If you're new here, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It helps us a lot because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you want to watch. Real quick before we get into the news, special thank you to everybody who downloaded the app and gave us a rating yesterday. Really appreciate it. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our stories, check out our CoreCars News app on iOS, Android, Amazon Fire tablets. It has actually less ads than our mobile site, so it's a little perk to download the app. So check that out. Link in the show notes. Leave us a 5-star review. It really helps us out there on iTunes and Google Play. We would appreciate it if you're enjoying the app. All right, let's dive into it. First story up of the day, Roku and Walmart are teaming up to launch a new line of streaming players under a Walmart brand. So this week, Roku reported their earnings numbers, had their letter to the shareholder. Very short sentence in the letter to the shareholder said, We recently agreed with Walmart to offer several Roku devices, including audio products. We've known Roku was looking into more audio products to their consumers under the ONN brand, which is Walmart's brand. And then Roku went on to say, this is in addition to Roku TVs and Roku players already being sold through Walmart. Now, Roku and Walmart have had a long partnership. For instance, some of the players are exclusive to Walmart, like the Express Plus and the Premier Plus, even though some people buy them and they'll resell them for more at places like Amazon and eBay, etc. But Roku also has a special deal with them that Roku sold at Walmart will include the Vudu service on the quick launch buttons on your Roku remote. So long partnership with Walmart. Roku's partnership with Walmart has really helped them, I think, stand out from some of the competition because Amazon's not there. I know Amazon does really well in Best Buys. They're very close to Best Buy. Walmart's a pretty big seller too. So this fact that they're going to bring in some players under the Walmart ONN brand, which is that generic brand. They have some tablets, cords. You probably see the ONN brand products. You may even own some of it. It's typically products partnered like this with somebody like Roku to rebrand some of their products to a Walmart version. I'm excited about this. I'll be interested to see how close it is to a Roku. Is it going to be different at all? Is it going to have a different user interface? Will it boot directly into Vudu? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But this is good for Roku. It's one more way for them to get their brand out there. Remember, Roku makes most of their money off of subscriptions and ads. These little things back here. In the subscriptions and the Roku channel and more. So if Roku can maintain that partnership, and even some ad platforms, non-Roku streaming apps, use Roku's ad servers to offer it. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out. Roku said that they're not saying anything additional to that, and really very little has been paid attention to the sentence. It's really just literally hidden in the middle of a paragraph about Roku TVs. So if you want to read that statement, check it out in the show notes down below for the whole post to read it yourself. Love to know what you think. Could this be maybe a version of the Roku Express, Roku Premier? Maybe the Premier Plus and the Roku Express Plus won't be called that anymore. Maybe it'll be the ONN streaming player. Same features, same everything, just a different brand name on it. We'll have to wait and see. What would you like to see here? Are you upset? Now, if you remember one of my earlier predictions at the start of 2019, I did 5 series predictions and 5 probable predictions, realistic predictions that I thought were way out there, not likely, but let's just make some fun predictions. One of them was that Walmart would buy Roku. And now I'm not saying that's happening, but Walmart and Roku are getting closer and closer. They do seem to be improving the relationship. This is really good news for Roku. Probably will help them going forward. So let me know, what would you like to see in new Roku players? One last quick note before we move on. Roku started off as an audio company. Roku's first products was the ability to take audio from your computer and stream it to your stereo. This was back before iPods and all that kind of stuff. So getting music off your computer to your stereo system was a big deal, and that's where Roku excelled. Before the first Apple TV, before the first Roku streaming player more, Roku was a sound company, and now they're kind of returning to the roots a little bit there. All right, so let's move on to the next story. Let me know what you think of that. All right, this week Fox, Sinclair, and Nexstar all had their earnings call, and all took direct aim at Locast. Fox even went as far as calling Locast a rogue streaming service. Now, Locast is a free, with quotation marks, streaming service that will ask you for donations to remove the reminder to donate. With it, you get in select markets, so you get access to your locals streamed online from their antenna. Now, Locast is trying to use a particular caveat in the rules about this kind of stuff that allows nonprofits to do this kind of stuff. Locast is technically a nonprofit organization. Now it seems that ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC are all suing to say Locast isn't really following the rules, they're breaking the rules here. This is going to come down to a judge. So Locast is definitely dumbing down that we're following the rules, we're doing the letter of the law. Locast was founded by lawyers, basically. So you would assume that they're carefully making sure they're following the law. Fox, Sinclair, and Nexstar. Sinclair and Nexstar are some of the biggest owners of over-the-air TV stations in the United States. Fox, of course, Fox TV there for the TV, not 21st Century Fox. Remember, Fox over-the-air stations, Fox News and Fox Sports is now different from 21st Century Fox, which is now owned by Disney. They're all saying, no, you are not following the rules. This is not how this is meant to go. And they're firing back. From the earnings call, it's very, very clear that both sides are not going to back down. Fox said, simply put, Locast is a rogue streaming service violating the copyright laws for commercial gain. Nothing more. Locast claims to be a nonprofit that is not operating for any direct or indirect commercial benefit. And then Fox went on to say they're not. And then this is one of the things I kind of put out in the original lawsuit. I think a lot of this is going to come down to Locast pushing for the donations so hard. And it will be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, Locast has reportedly not been making any profit. They've actually been very clear that they needed money to continue to operate. So I don't think that Fox is going to be able to say, hey, the owners of Locast are enriching themselves. I would be very surprised if that was happening, to be honest with you. But it seems more that Fox and all of them are upset with how Dish, AT&T, and others are using Locast as a tool against them in contract renegotiations. We'll see how this plays out. But let me know, who do you think is going to win this? Do you think Fox, the regional sports networks, Fox, CBS, ABC, etc. are going to win? Do you think Locast is going to win? I personally think this is going to go all the ways to the Supreme Court. Whoever wins the early stages are going to appeal and appeal and appeal and appeal all the way to the Supreme Court. Same way Ariel went. So let me know, who do you think is going to win? All right, PlayStation Vue is still, next story up, warning of a possible NFL Network blackout and NBA TV blackout. So last month, Sony announced that they had an intent until the end of July to strike a new deal with the NFL Network. And July came and went. As we posted at the end of July, our sources said that a deal had been reached. Couldn't give us more deals, but a deal had been reached to prevent the NFL Network from going dark. Could that have just been a short-term extension? You see these are very common that, hey, we're making good progress in talks, but we're not quite done. We'll give you 2-3 weeks, maybe a month to finish these negotiations. Well, I don't know, because Sony's not talking, but Sony updated their warnings about blackouts to add 11 Sports and NBA TV. NBA TV could be blacking out in September. But they left the NFL Network, and it's still listed as a July blackout. It goes back to one of my main complaints about Sony is they're not very good about communicating what's happening here. No one's really talking. Some type of deal was reached to keep it from going black August 1st, but it seems that that may have been a temporary deal. We'll have to wait and see what Sony announces. For now, keep a close eye on it. NFL season's kicking off in a couple weeks. Hopefully the NFL Network will not be leaving before then. But leave your bets in the comments now. Let me know what you think. Do you think that the NFL Network will and Sony have a deal? They just haven't. Sony, for some reason, hasn't removed that from the warning. Do you think that they're still in negotiation? Who do you think will win? Will Sony get a new contract? Will the NFL Network leave? Let me know. I'll love to hear from you. All right. Speaking of live services like PlayStation Vue, the NFL preseason really got in swing full force yesterday. Many people complained about blackouts, that their local preseason game wasn't available. And this comes down to the fact that many preseason NFL games, first of all, are sold different. They're all sold independently from the main contracts. When the regular NFL season starts, you won't have any more blackouts. But for now, some preseason games are still operating under old contracts that happened before streaming was a thing, so they don't own the streaming rights. And this is why you see some games be on ABC, the CW, back when I lived in Missouri and the Rams were there, CW carried some of the preseason games. And you also see different like hosts, different graphics, all that, because these were sold different. These aren't the Fox CBS primetime deals out there. Now, some of these deals have been updated so that they will be live there. Some people are like, oh, my service didn't go dark. You know, DirecTV Now, YouTube TV, PlayStation View, etc. all worked. It may have worked for you. It's kind of one of those things. It depends on the game, on the team, on the rights. So your local TV station would buy rights to the Detroit Lions or the Rams or the Cowboys to stream it there. And that contract's old and hasn't been updated, you'll still have a blackout. It's really a hodgepodge here. Hang in there. Of course, antennas don't get blacked out at all, if you can go that way. NFL Season Pass, or Game Pass, excuse me, NFL Game Pass is showing all out-of-market games for like $100 if you want to go that route. Of course, you have to be out-of-market. And the NFL Network is offering some of the games streaming on the NFL Network, including some alternates. So at least for Fubo and Sling TV. So you may want to look into something like the NFL Network as an option, antenna as an option. I do apologize. I'm hoping this is the last NFL season where these contracts are still there, because every year these blackouts become rarer and rarer as the contracts expire. New ones come in place that include rights to stream it through things like PlayStation View, DirecTV Now. Hope that answers your question. If you are experiencing blackouts, don't worry. Once the regular NFL season starts, they'll all go away. And one more reason, have an antenna. All right, next story up. A lot of people got excited by the new $9.95 Comcast internet for select people like low income, people who get hood and assistance and more. And it's a great option. It's been available with Comcast in a few select markets, but they now rolled it out nationwide. Many people are like, well, that's great, but I don't live in a Comcast market. The good news is other companies like Spectrum and AT&T also offer these deals for very cheap. I think Spectrum's like $14.99. AT&T is around $5 to $10 depending on the package you get. That if you qualify as a low-income person, which are things like a senior citizen at a certain income level in certain areas, somebody getting food plans in Comcast's area if your children get the lunch program, hood housing assistance is another way you could qualify. You may want to check this out. Don't disregard the plans. Like I said, you can always go up later to a faster plan if you so choose. But if you're looking for a cheap internet option, check out AT&T, Comcast, and Spectrum's programs for low-income people. I'll put a link to our story in the show notes so you can find the full requirements for each service, links to each one to sign up. They have these services, but they don't often promote them. Of course, they want you to get the bigger plans, right? They want you to spend more money. So check that out, see if you qualify, because it could maybe cut your internet bill in half or more. All right, yesterday was CBS's earnings report. CBS All Access was announced to be adding more children's programming, and this seems to be an effort to address the growth of services like Disney Plus, who will have a ton of kids programming, where CBS All Access really didn't have a ton of kids programming. Now, a lot of this is older stuff. Heathcliff, the original Inspector Gadget, and more are coming to CBS All Access later this year. It will be a fairly good size catalog of content out there. And I forget the number, but I want to say it was like 10,000 episodes of kids programming, which is great. So if you're getting CBS All Access for Star Trek Discovery, the new Picard show, maybe the Twilight show, whatever you're getting that for, this could make it one more reason to keep it, because your kids could get access to older content. Now, is Heathcliff and the original Inspector Gadget going to sell your kids? I almost wonder if that'll be a little bit more interesting to the parents watching Discovery to be like, oh, I watched that as a kid. The original Inspector Gadget, I wouldn't mind watching a few episodes of that here or there, just as a nostalgic factor. So let me know, are you a CBS All Access subscriber? What do you think of them adding older CBS's content? They didn't post a full list of all the content. I would love to see some classic CBS morning cartoons. Again, though, many of those cartoons they don't own the rights to, like the Muppet Babies and stuff, is a Jim Henson production. And while they may have had the rights to air it, I don't know if they still have the exclusive rights to it, or if it's one of those shared issues. So leave us a comment, let us know. I'd love to hear from you what you think of CBS adding these children's programs, since they're mostly older programs. And speaking of children's program, not to be outdone, Netflix has announced that they're creating 3 popular interactive shows where, much like the Black Mirror episode where you picked your own adventure, you went around and said, I'm going to do this and that, and as you went through the show, different things happened. Well, now they announced they're doing the same thing with a Carmen Sandiego, Boss Baby, and Last Kids are getting a choose your own adventure, I guess we'll call it. I don't know if that lawsuit ever got settled. Apparently the people who have the copyright and choose your own adventure books from the 90s and stuff did sue Netflix. I'm not sure whatever happened to that. And I don't think they're calling them choose your own adventures anymore, but it's the same idea. So soon you'll be able to go and pick out what's going to happen with Boss Baby. I know my daughter will absolutely love that. She loves that movie. So I guess as Boss Baby goes, you'll have decisions to make on what happens next in the series. Look for more of this stuff to become more common. Walmart apparently is looking at doing that for Vudu and other places too. So keep a close eye on this interactive TV where you help decide the future of the episode, how it ends, where it goes. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for your support. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. I know summer's coming to an end. Everybody's getting those last weekends out. So I hope everybody stays safe as you travel. Be careful. I will be here next week, all week, traveling with these Q&As from a different location. But we'll be covering the world of news all weekend, all next week. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Check out coralcarsnews.com or download the app from the show notes down below. Thanks for your support. We'll see you back here real soon. We really appreciate it. None of this would be possible without all the viewers here. We'll see you tomorrow or on Monday. Take care, everybody.